Hey guys, I wanted to show you what I do with my filters. I think I had mentioned it before in a previous video, and I currently use this Coloplast two-piece click system, and these newer Sensura Mio bags have this filter system here. This is the charcoal filter, and this is supposed to be a pre-filter. And if any of you have seen this, it's the pre-filter is sort of a spongy type feel to it. It's, in my opinion, it's kind of thick. But what happens is that when you have output, this has little bitty holes in it, and the output, if it's too liquidy, will start to absorb into this and work its way up. And it not only affects this filter prematurely, but it will become heavy. You can't get the output out of that, even if you were to try to squeeze it out like this. I also never really felt like I was very clean because this was always full of output. So I got to the point where I removed this pre-filter. I am so certain Coloplast does not want you to be removing these filters right here. For me, it doesn't affect the bag integrity if done properly. And on top of that, it actually helps, in my opinion, it makes the charcoal filter last longer, and it keeps a lower profile because it doesn't have the big bulky spongy material in it. So this one here is a one-piece system. I haven't figured out how to get the filter out of the one-piece system, but like I said, I currently use this two-piece system here, and I wanted to show you how I actually get the filter out of the two-piece system. A couple of things, you're going to want to have some kind of pair of curved scissors like these, or these are fine. And what you're going to do is, if you look here, you can see the filter on the inside like this. Oh, another thing is, I want to point out, when the filter's on there, it creates another layer inside, so sometimes it can be very difficult to actually see your stoma through their cool little peekaboo window that they have. It's because there's so many more layers with that filter underneath it. It can cloud it sometimes. It makes it more difficult to see. So anyhow, back to how to get this out. What I do is I reach in and I pull the bottom of that filter. So you can see here, that's the filter itself. You can see the spongy material. There's two ways to do this, the safe way and the little bit more risky way to do it. And I'm going to show you the safe way to cut this out, in my opinion. It's attached here. Now you can pull this, but there's a risk that you're going to pull a hole through the bag. I've done that once. I did it once. I'm not going to do it again. So I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up this line right here, like so. And then if you look carefully, you can see where it's glued right there. And I'm going to cut around that, and being very, very careful not to cut the pouch itself. So I'm lifting it away from the pouch here. And using my finger as a guide in between the pouch and the filter to make sure that I do not cut my pouch at all. I always like to use my finger as a guide here to not cut my pouch. So the bottom of that's cut off. You can see that now that's detached. So now what I'm going to do is carefully flip the pouch inside out like this. And you can see where it's attached to the top of the bag. Top of the pouch is attached here. And on the other side of the filter as well, it's attached. So again, what I'm going to do is use my finger as a guide. You can see I can poke it through this little part that's attached. Take my scissors and detach it there, as well as doing the same thing to the other side, using my finger as a guide, and detach it there. Now the only other place that it's stuck that you're not going to be able to like peel it off or anything is right here around the charcoal filter. So very carefully, and again using my finger as a guide, I just run the scissors along that circle. And that's it. The filter has now been removed. You can see what it looks like. Now I'm going to tuck everything back in. You can see this is where it had been cut off, and there's no, it hasn't pulled a hole in it or anything. The bag is now a little bit more low profile. You can see through the clear pouch a little bit better. As you recall, whenever this is in there, it creates just another layer that's sometimes very difficult. This circle part is 2 layers here. So it makes it a little more difficult to see inside, and you can actually watch your stoma a little bit better without this pre-filter in it. So as much as I would love for Coloplast to actually stop putting these in the bags, and I've spoken to some of the ostomy community and they agree that this pre-filter needs to go. It's doing more harm than it is good. I haven't heard anybody say that they like this thing. So I'd love for Coloplast to start making these without the pre-filters, but until then, I'm cutting them out of my 2-piece. Good luck, guys.